Hey there, neighbors. My name is Joshua, and I have the privilege of serving as the treasurer of the neighborhood board of directors for the HOA here. And it is time again already for our annual meeting. You may recognize me from wandering around the neighborhood with the black lab. You may not recognize me without the dog, but I assure you it is I, and we are here to go through what will be 3 videos to cover the details that we need to get accomplished each and every year to keep the neighborhood moving officially, correctly, and legally. Now, there are 10 of us that remember the dark days when it was not official, not correct, and not legal, and we definitely want to avoid going back to those days. So while this stuff might not be interesting, anywhere close to interesting, it is important. And if we're going to be trusted with $10,000 of neighborhood money that we spend each and every year, we should at least make an attempt at doing it in a above board way. So this is what we are calling the administration video. It covers the details about why we need to even do this stuff each and every year, and a lot of the details that keeps us legal. So first on the list of things is that we need to take attendance. The bylaws call for a meeting, obviously being quarantined. Again, we're not quite quarantined, but stuck. We're not meeting in person this year. Maybe next year, hopefully, surely next year, but we're doing it virtually again. So I will need to get positive affirmation from at least, I think, 10 of you that you received, observed, noticed the emails or the videos, just so that all of this can be official. Also, we need to cover the fact that the meeting notice was sent out. You should have received an email on March the 16th warning you that these videos were going to be coming. And now here it is 3 weeks later, and I'm finally getting around to actually doing it. Sorry about that. Also being sent out, I'm going to be sending out any documents that need to be done in a Google Drive. Previously, it's just been sent as attachments to an email, but things got lost, and Google Drive, we really want things to be accessible forever, the things that should be out there. So not the directory, but some of our official governing documents, and then the financial stuff we're going to put on a Google Drive, and I'll send the link for the folders for that. You'll also find last year's minutes. It's important that we review the fact that we had a meeting last year, just like this one, virtually, but we did take notes, so to speak, so you can review those there. Now, the actual board itself, the bylaws call for a board of 4 people, and we have struggled to find 4 people year in and year out that are interested and willing to do that. We were close for part of this year. We actually had it, but then Terry, the president, moved out. So Dan, the vice president, assumed the presidency mid-year. I've continued as treasurer. Kelly Summers has continued as secretary, but that does leave an opening on the board. It is not lucrative, it's not interesting, and aside from the treasurer position, doesn't take a ton of time unless there are decisions that need to be made, which from time to time happens. We send out an email and we discuss our options and we make it happen. Katie Tidwell was the standard setter for what it takes to be the president around here, so if you can twist her arm into doing it again, that would be outstanding, although I guess we have a president, so it's the vice presidency that's open. Really, anybody can be the vice president. The only risk is that you end up being the president. You can ask Dan about that. Or me, I guess. There's one bad year when I was the president. But now I'm the treasurer, where I think I can do least damage. Noteworthy items, we had 3 families move out of the neighborhood this year. That was the Apples, already mentioned, the Mounds across the street from them on lot 14, and then also the folks whose name I can't remember had 4 daughters, lived on the second house on the north side of the street. They moved out as well. So it's our opportunity to welcome the Hintons, the Showalters, and the Deckers into the neighborhood. And you're seeing these videos for the very first time, and hopefully we won't have to do it again like this next year. The other important item to note is that when we meet face to face, we can look at each other and have a conversation and ask questions. This format doesn't allow for that, but we really want to hear what's on people's minds, especially as it pertains to the running of the neighborhood. If there's things that you think we ought to be doing, or things that we are doing that you think we shouldn't, or you just have questions about who's responsible for what, who's in charge of this, how does all that money get spent, we would welcome your feedback and participation. So in the email that I send out that's got the link for these videos and the link for the Google Drive, I will also be inviting folks to send a message to us, the board, so that we can hear and participate in any conversations that you guys might want to have, because that is an important function of these meetings that aren't happening. One last thing that I meant to mention earlier, the other two videos will be the finance video and then the committee report video. That one should be the shortest of the three. But if they're just too long already, if you're watching these on YouTube, you can adjust the settings on YouTube so the videos go faster. I'll still have to suffer through in real time, but you can go at double speed. And that's also a great thing to know if you've got a teenager that listens to Linkin Park and you wish to prank them. You can speed up their videos. I think that's it for my notes here on the official administration email. There will be a ballot that goes out for the board to affirm the 3 existing members who have all agreed to serve another year. But if there's a volunteer or somebody that gets volunteered to take that 4th spot for the vice president position, I will wait a couple of days to let people consider and ponder whether they would be willing to serve in that capacity before sending out an official ballot that has a blank in that spot, because that wouldn't do anybody any good. All right, I'll be back in a moment for the finance video. Thanks so much, you guys.